Hi folks, Mark Watson here from Roland, and I'm very proud and excited to bring you some tutorials on the brand new Roland JD-Xi. Hi, this is Mark Watson from Roland, and I'm excited to bring you the new Roland JD-Xi, an interactive analog digital crossover synthesizer that combines warm analog synthesis along with modern digital power. This synthesizer has 37 mini keys, 129 voices for the digital synth and drums, one of those voices being for the monophonic analog synthesizer. It has a 4-track sequencer and is small enough to fit into any rig. It also has lots of knobs and buttons for tweakability to be able to access and create your own sounds from scratch. Join me in the next video and I'll show you how to create your own tones on the brand new Roland JD-Xi. In this first tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create your own tones in the JD-Xi synthesizer. The workflow of the JD-Xi is very easy. You just start from left and move right. The basic waveforms and the structures here, then we're going to move here for shaping with the filters and the LFOs and the envelopes, and then we move over to modifying the sound with effects. Now, as I said before, we have digital synth and also analog synth with pure analog circuitry. The analog synth on the JD-Xi is easily found because it's all in blue. I'm going to start by selecting the analog synth, and let's choose an oscillator. I'm going to add a sub-oscillator which will give us an octave underneath. Now to shape the sound, we're going to move to the filter. I'm going to use the cutoff. Creating a bass sound, so I'm going to take it down an octave. Now let's look at the envelope. The envelope is a single knob that controls the shape of the attack, sustain and release of the sound. So if I move it all the way to the left, we have a sharp attack like a mallet. If I go to the middle, it's like an organ envelope, so it's just on and off. All the way around to the right, we have like a soft attack and a slow release like a string sound. For this bass sound, I'm going to go in between a little bit of sharp attack and sustain. We can go now to the LFO, and I'm going to select a pitch alteration of the LFO. That's the depth, the amount of pitch modulation, and the rate, the speed. Now we can move to the effects section and modify it over here by selecting a flanger. And we can add a little bit of delay as well. So there you have it. We've created our first tone with the analog synth. We can do exactly the same with the other two synths built in. If we move to the digital synth number 1, and with the category selector, I'll select lead synth, and scrolling through, select a super saw. So again, we can alter it by shaping it with the filter. This time we'll alter the amplitude of the sound with the LFO. And again, add a bit of delay. So here we have our lead sound. Now for the third synth, which is digital synth number 2, I've selected a string sound. Now again, we can alter the filter, the envelope, the LFO. I'm selecting a random one now, this time altering the filter. And again, adding a little bit of effects, modifying the sound by making it a bit more rich and ambient with some reverb. If we move to the drum section now, there's a series of kits ranging from 808 through to acoustic kits, and all the individual sounds are laid out and labelled. Kick drums, snare drums, hi-hat, etc. Each individual sound in the drum kits can be modified also by shaping them with the filter and modifying them with the effects as well. So if I look at a snare sound, a snare drum sound, choose a different type of filter. I'm going for a high pass filter this time. Change the cutoff and a bit of resonance. Alter the level with the amp envelope knob. And so on. So to summarize, to create your own tone, what we do is select the basic waveform here with the part selector and the category selector. Then we move on and shape the sound with the filters, the envelopes and the LFOs, and then we modify the sound with effects, things like chorus, flanger, delay, reverb, etc. So we can do that with the digital synths, with the analog synth, and also with the drum kits. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to create a program which combines all of those together and saves them all for easy recall. In this tutorial, I'm going to explain to you what a program is and how to use and save one. We've designed our own synthesizers, 2 digital and 1 analog, and we've also laid out our own drum kit the way that we like it. So for example, the super saw sound that we designed. Then we designed the string patch. The drum kit. And last but not least, the analog synth that we designed as well. So what we can do now, along with our filter, LFO and envelope settings, and also the effects that we've set up, we can save them into a preset area called a program. So by doing that, we can recall at any stage everything that we've designed, and we can start creating our own songs. To save that, all we need to do is press Shift and right. It'll ask you to name it, press Enter, select the area that you need to save it to, and then press Enter again, and it's saved. Simple as that. There's 512 programs built into the JDXi, 256 are user areas that you can put your own data in, and the other 256 are preset ones that come built into the JDXi when you buy it. So these are all showing off different genres of music and a great inspiration and a great starting point for you to create your own music from as well. So let me start off by showing you one of my favorite patches, A22 EDM1. Here's another preset program. This is called EDM4. So that was A26 EDM4. Last one that I'm going to show you is called Getting Close. So that ends this tutorial on programs, a place where you can easily store your tones that you've created along with your filter settings, effects settings and sequencer data all in one easy recallable preset area called a program. In the next tutorial I'm going to show you how to sequence your song. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create your own tracks using the sequencer built into the JDXi. You recall in the previous tutorial, we created our own synth sounds, the digital synth sounds and the analog synth sounds, and even our own drum kit. They've been saved into our own program, which also saves the sequence data. So let's start by setting up how many bars the sequence is going to loop for. We go to Menu and we select Pattern Length, and we shall say that we'll go for 2 bars. Now, by using the analog synth that we created before, we will start recording in real-time recording. And the metronome will kick in. We adjust the tempo. And we start. So that loop is recorded, and it's also quantized or corrected my playing by bringing it into line. So now let's look at the drums. And what we're going to do now is use TR Rec mode. So first of all, we'll select kick drum, and we're going to place a kick there, 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 and there. And then on the second bar, there, 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 and there. Now we're going to do a snare drum. We'll select it, and we'll put one there. And a couple there. Hit play. Now let's do the hi-hats for the drums, but this time we're using the other mode, the third mode, which is step time recording. We'll start from bar 1 and we'll hit step time recording. And now all we do is play it in. And there it's done. So if I play that back, and there we have it. So the feel is happening, that's great. Now let's move on to our first digital synth, which is the string sound that we created. And record that in real-time recording mode. So we'll Alright, so now I'm going to press play again. I'm going to play with the digital synth number 1 that we created, the Supersaw lead sound, and I'm going to do a few different things while I'm playing it back. I'm going to play, I'm going to actually mute certain parts on the fly, and I'm actually going to use the arpeggiator as well. So there you have it. That's how to create your own tracks on the JDXI using the 3 different sequencer modes built in, and of course using the program that's saved your own tones that you've created with your own effects, filters, LFOs and envelopes, etc. In the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the built-in microphone of the JDXI, and we'll cover the Vocoder, AutoPitch and AutoNote. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk about using the mic that comes with the JDXI to be able to access the Vocoder, AutoPitch and AutoNote modes. First of all, we're going to start with Vocoder mode. We'll select vocoder mode, and the first one that comes up for me is vocal ensemble. So whatever I play and then sing into the microphone, my voice will be harmonized and synthesized at the same time. It's very articulate and will use my voice as an LFO. The next mode is AutoPitch. Now AutoPitch mode, if I select something, will actually use some of the effects that are built in, but it will also give me pitch correction. So now if I do this, whilst closing my eyes, you can hear the effect and you can also hear it correcting my notes. The third mode is auto note. So by selecting auto note, instead of playing, I can actually sing the sound. So the actual sound that I've got selected is Super Saw 1. But if I press the auto note button, I can sing the note. Very cool and an interesting effect to be used on stage. So those are the three modes that you can use using the JDXI built-in microphone: vocoder, AutoPitch, and auto note. You can also use an external microphone as well by inputting into the back. Thanks very much for watching these tutorials on the JDXI. I'm Mark Watson for Roland, and please go out and check out the JDXI at your local shop. It's a very cool machine, very inspirational, a hybrid synth with analog and digital synth, and some great tools to create some great loops and great music. So thank you very much, and please subscribe to the Roland channel. I'm Mark Watson for Roland. Thank you.